Well, so that is the Royal Band doing amazing Royal Ordnance Band.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, they should have been here yesterday in
I know,
addition to
I
God's
know,
gifts,
right? I know,
But
right?
of course, we are still in the mood, so not out of place at all. Right, so you're still watching Breakfast Daily here on Citi TV. Now, this conversation we are going to have, if it does not change your mind about life,
then your own.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What
case
will?
is...
They're not for your case. That Jesus has to come or
Yeah.
Muhammad has to come back, you know, and deal with you. Because you have to be motivated. Look, people are achieving so much, you know. Now, when you talk to him, he's so modest, you know, and it looks like it's not a big deal.
Wait,
but,
so wait. How do you want to introduce him?
I want to introduce him as Doctor.
So,
Yes.
well, he's the registrar of the Takoradi Technical University.
Yeah.
But that's not describing it properly. His designation is not an adequate description of the colossus of a man this person is. Moses McLean Abnori. Doctor. We're going to find out about that one.
It looks like people are even
Good
confused,
morning.
you know.
Good morning, Frema and David.
Yes,
And
good
thanks
morning.
for having me.
You're welcome to Breakfast Daily. It's exciting
Thank
to
you.
have you here. Now, we
You've
brought
not even
all of
mentioned
these things
these,
here.
you know.
You're going to explain to us what these things are.
Sure.
But before we get into all of this, when we say, let me see, if it says, let me see on the screen there, doctor. Okay, please, you have to explain.
Oh, thank you. Once again, good morning to your viewers. And I think they owe the station. Without them, I'm sure we wouldn't be sitting here. And to your management. But before I proceed to give somebody will say some evidence to prove why those titles, I would like to bless you, just as PC did, followed by that young architect.
Yes.
That lady must be brilliant, of
Rhoda.
course. We pray for, Rhoda,
Yeah.
pray for life for her. I bring you special greetings from Takoradi Technical University, especially my Vice Chancellor, who has granted me the permission to be here, and his management and staff. But there is one remarkable thing. I think I like Citi-TTU relationship, and I pray we continue. You know, you grant us the opportunity for our premier FM station to pick your programs, your news, and I think that is a great partnership that we need to pursue. Now, come to talk about the doctor. As I've been telling people, I prefer to be called Moses, but in the officialdom, if titles matter, why not? People can use one and not maybe perhaps the three. My story is just like Jacob in the Bible. With all apologies to other faiths, because I'm not competent in that area. If I knew any story in Quran or what have you, I would have quoted it.
Yeah.
But Jacob, we are told, went for a wife. And I'm sure throughout his dream, what have you, he had purposed to marry that particular lady. And he had to go through custom and tradition. 9 solid years. 9 years. After that, he was told, we are sorry. If the elder doesn't marry, you can get it. My story is similar, not the same. In 2000, I had returned from University of Ghana with my MBA at the Health Service Administrator. But I decided to do something that I think was my passion, something, a potential hidden, something I didn't know. I decided to give a helping hand in teaching part-time. It got to a point my class rose from 600 to 1,008. Why? Because the first year student found comfort. The way I delivered, time consciousness, what have you. So that is where the motivation of getting a PhD, so then I was young, I could, as it were, shift to join the teaching fraternity. So similar, as I said. Before I started 2011, 2012. And because I was working within academia, because I was focused, I was determined, within a matter of 2 years I had submitted. And these are some of the evidence here.
Wow.
Somebody kept my thesis for the whole of 2015.
Whoa.
Only to be called 2016 and told that you have to change the topic.
Are you for real?
These are the evidence. And at a point, I had counted in and out, not only in and out, 53 times traveling from University of Cape Coast through that rough route to KN University. 53 times. Somebody kept my document. And it's here. Some of them are here.
Wow.
For a whole year. Then leadership changed. But in between, because of what I learned from my second master's, always look for plan B.
Okay.
I decided to do an online quickly when I realized my progress wasn't the way I wanted. So 2013 I started. So I was doing double. So when the bad news came that changed your topic, that first PhD had come. But do you know one funny thing about it? You see, when people are pursuing you, whether physically or what have you, don't look at the hardship that goes with it. Look at the benefits there are. I met a senior colleague I respect so much who pointed at my face and said, when we are looking for on-site PhD, excuse me, I have to paraphrase it.
Sure.
Online PhD.
Interesting.
Wow.
Mockery of me.
Yeah.
My colleagues who are in the lecturing will meet me and say, oh, you're too known. You could only
It's
get a
online.
PLI online thing. So I have to sit back and say, so people are asking me to do more. So this disappointment that came, I didn't give up. I accepted the challenge. So my topic was changed from customer care to quality assurance. And you see, they link so well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then the first one I spoke about online had to do with institutional management. Today I sit here as registrar.
Can you imagine?
And that is where I fetch my knowledge from, both theory and practice. Because American training, it is not about just theory. It's about how you apply those principles. So in short, having gone in for one PhD, this is my story and this is my journey. Because I needed to bring an on-site PhD to prove the point that I can do it. To also make sure that people who were having high expectations perhaps had been met. Unfortunately, by the time all these three came, I'm past 50. There is no way I can join the mainstream. But thank God, I'm a registrar of an institution of which I think all this knowledge is helping. So Frema and David, for me, it's not about the titles. It's not about the numbers of PhD, but what is coming out of that.
So you are a PhD in what's the first?
Institutional management.
Institutional management.
Yeah.
And
then the second one, it's customer care, but that is geography, regional planning.
Yes. Okay.
So it's spatio-temporal, space and time. So we call it SPEW, temporal issues about customer care.
And
the last one is to ensure quality.
Oh.
Okay, so
Right.
so second and third were not online.
No,
Only
no,
the first one.
no, the
was
second,
online.
the second UCC. The thesis that was rejected
Yes.
at
They
public
said
health.
change your
Yes.
topic.
They changed my topic.
Yeah.
I changed. But some of my colleagues are back at UCC, especially Professor Inukwesi. Let me mention this gentleman. I mean, his hands are here. He marked the work left and right before I submitted. So he met me and said, Moses, what about that, your PhD? I said, sir, this is what has happened. He said, no. That thing is sort of trash. Bring it back. Wow. So he got two other guys, Professor Krumi and Bermentri. They looked at it and said, no, but this is public health. So you need to tweak the literature up to what have you to get into the context of geography. All right, we're looking at time and space here and how you can take good care of your clients. And I'm telling you, if you go into the details, you will find out that we have a lot of challenges here. People get accidents. The way they are handled, even across borders, they die. So here, it's not about availability of medication or the facility, but even citing of the facilities alone could create problems. Access is an issue.
Now, when you got the second PhD, have you not proven yourself enough?
Yes, I had done that. Then because I was still trying to move along, and then they called me from KNUST, their current Vice Chancellor, Professor Alex, and said, Professor Alex, he
was me biochemistry.
Exactly, that excellent gentleman. You know, he was my second supervisor. So he then called and said, Moses, why have you deserted us? I said, Prof, I have not. I had submitted this, you know my story. UCC thinks that I should come and start. So I've started 2017, 2020, 3 years, I got it. So he also then called my principal supervisor and said, look, Moses has spent all these years with us. He's gotten 2. Can we get him on track? So by 2022, another 2 years, the third one came.
Don't tell me that by 2024 there's going to be another one. Because now we can't write your name.
In fact, now the titles will take up the space
The
of
whole,
the
like the whole sentence, your name and your title will be a whole sentence.
Frema, that is what I'm saying, call me Moses. It is not about the titles, it's about what comes out of the titles. That matters to me now.
No, but you see, you also have a unique story to share. And I think that people will be motivated. People would want to ask questions when we mention your titles. Because somebody will go like, oh, but why are you calling him doctor? And then somebody will be motivated. But it looks like, so all your life, you have been studying.
Of course. Right away from 1968. But you see, the good news about this, and just on the lines of motivation, I was not counted. And I still feel I'm not counted.
Okay, good.
Because looking at my father and his background and where I grew up,
Yeah.
maybe as we progress.
Take us there. Take us there.
Because I'm a watchman's son.
Where did you grow up?
Exactly.
Yes.
A watchman's son.
A watchman's son.
A watchman's
No,
son.
please explain. Just yeah.
And a palm kernel dealer. Thank God they are alive. My dad is about more than 100 years.
Wow.
My mom, oh yes, and he's still alive.
No, like security man, watchman,
yes, you see,
watchman.
if you are a northern, they call you watchman. If you are not coming from the north, you are
but
a
you know-
security officer. But in his case, he was a professional watchman.
Which part of the north do you come from? Where do
I
you
come from Kusanaba, Upper East, precisely.
Okay.
Okay.
But I was born and raised from Asante Ascori.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. I come from Ifijase.
Ah, Freeman, no,
Yeah.
you see. So you've got your brother here.
Exactly,
And I speak
yeah.
Twi very well. I speak Kusal too very well. My father was such a disciplinarian.
You can't be raised in Asokari and not speak Gucci.
Exactly. Yes. So I went through,
Yeah.
Tia Ahmedia. I went primary, middle school, went to Fisco, just secondary commercial, proceeded to Kumasi High School. Then I met my foster mother because then life had become so terrible. My father was on retirement, compulsory, where we were staying because of politics, what have you. We have been kicked out from that bungalow that he had watchman for about, if there's any word like that,
Yeah.
for over 30 years, giving birth to all of us. We were given 3 days to evacuate from that place. So the then assistant headmistress, may God bless this woman and bless her greatly, and she's continuing enjoying the grace. Mrs. Theodisa Jackson and her husband. I'm sure you have heard of them.
Yeah.
She took me up at 6'4" and molded me till who I am today.
Wow.
And I say due to the grace of God.
So do you have siblings?
Yes, we are 8, and I'm the first.
Okay. How do they see you now?
Oh, yes. If you go to my WhatsApp status, they
Yeah.
gave me a very good citation, which I can't blink and lie over. I always look at it in the morning. It serves as motivation.
Yeah.
Because I had to go and do by day. I've ever sat on a pattern before. Oh, yes. Nanka.
No.
Martina Bisuga.
When
Oh,
you
Asante
say,
Ascori.
no, and you see, you are going too fast. Because when you say,
Abrabon Mafamu,
when you say you do by day,
No,
Yes.
but-
explain.
yeah, by day
And then
is
tell us
where,
about the python
yeah,
as
there's
well.
what we call by day and contrast. Somebody has his cocoa farm or any farm. So he'll hire you from the morning, let's say 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That's by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you are paid. And then some small food is given to you. Or he gives a whole acre of land or 2 or 3 for you. You clear it on contract. Then you come for your money. But because I was schooling, I was doing other things. I couldn't do the contract. So I was most often doing the by day on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays and what have you. Then I had a dog called Iwiase, which could just on its own go and get me a game. So anytime I closed from school at 4,
Yeah.
I had to run to do 1 hour of the whatever I was doing in the bush. And any moment I'm finishing and I'm calling this dog and it's not coming, it means that day we have gotten a game, I have gotten something to be taken home. I had called this dog for about 15 minutes or something, my name, only for it to surface from the whole body had changed. So I knew I had my rat today. So I went to check, and they say, where you check, where the rat will pass and all that. So I prepared the hole and I started smoking for my rat. Unfortunately for me, not knowing the pattern, the Nanka had already maybe swallowed it. And when it's like lion, they eat once, you know.
Yeah,
that's
so
it.
they-
So at a point, it was as if I was drunk. I was sitting, smoking the thing. Then it's like something is raising me up,
Hey.
dazing me off, and also I was trying to prepare the fire well.
Yeah.
Then now I saw the skin,
Jeez.
and I'm saying, if Usain Bolt had been born that time, I would have beaten him. Come and see me within the cocoa farm, and the dog was following me. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Follow your master around.
All right, so yes, we are 8, and I'm the first, and thank God he has touched almost all of us. The last one is a nurse now in the Juso, the colleague,
Okay, yeah.
married to a lecturer. The one after him is also, he has finished his MPhil.
Yeah.
The rest are all doing well. Some are in Italy, some are what have you. But we just give grace to God.
Do you consider yourself as a special child? I know everybody comes into this world with a purpose, you know, but do you see yourself with everything you've gone through and where you are today, you know, do you see yourself as a special kind of person?
Yeah, special in the sense that God loves me and loves me most. So sometimes my prayer doesn't go beyond 30 minutes. Because I think He has favored me so much. If we are counting people within academia, watch my about you know, and haven't had to go this hardship and the restrictions and all that. I had to fend to pay school fees for my siblings and all that. I've gone through all the challenges. I've ever driven from Santasi to Cape Coast within a matter of 2.5 hours. I didn't even know how I got there. All this I've gone through. I'm alive. And I don't have any problem. So, you see, I think that
Yeah.
you need to be in tune with yourself and your spirit and your God.
Yeah. Explain that to us.
You see, it's like we are on stage, but let me say
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
see, it's like Ghana now, and the youth I'm seeing are so much in a hurry to make money.
Yeah.
It's like everything is about money.
No, it doesn't seem that is how it is.
Exactly, and we are becoming, all of us are all overly becoming greedy.
Yeah.
So I'm giving a university like TTU to manage. I'm thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about the people.
Exactly.
But that is not me. That is not me, because thousands more are waiting to do that job better.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity. So do your work as
do it
dictated
well.
and do it well.
Yeah.
And if each and every one of us will remain focused, determined, and persevere despite the challenges, I'm sure we can add a little bit better to Ghana.
I want you to talk to us about the role or the place of the process, the place of going through the mill, the hard work. You know, because a lot of the times you see somebody, the person is 15 years old, he raises his head up and he looks at people who are in their 30s and he says, next year by this time I'll be like you. But that's not process, that's magic. The world doesn't function by magic.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the importance of process.
You see, without process, you can never achieve your objective. That's how life is. I haven't seen anybody who has just been dropped from the sky. Your dad and your mom would have to go through a process.
Yeah.
And when you are born, you go through a process of getting acclimatized with your environment. You see, it is good to have vision. It is good to make money. It is good to aspire. But you have to do that strategically. And you have to do that guidedly. And that is what is missing as of late. And I don't blame maybe the youth sometimes too much. We will come to that. That public lecture I did on emotional intelligence. You see, if the center is not holding,
Yeah.
it becomes, it's like, that's why I love what Rhoda shared with us this morning.
Yeah.
We don't seem to pay attention to architecture, what have you, and all that. So buildings are collapsing every day.
Exactly.
So if you come from a broken home, honestly, there are certain things you will miss. However, you are blessed.
Okay.
And have you thought of the number of marriages that are getting broken every now and then? When I give you the statistics, it will startle you. So what I'm saying is that parents, adults of today in Ghana, we have a responsibility. A responsibility to make sure that we take care of ourselves and take care of the youth and the future.
Yeah.
And that is also eluding us. Look at our Galamsey, our environment is gone.
Yeah.
All right. So, like we said, for everything you do, that's how God has created his world.
Yeah.
It's a process world.
Yeah.
You want to eat food.
It's a process world.
It's
I
a
like
process
that.
world. You want to eat food. It's two things. Either somebody does it and bring it to you. And even when it comes to you on the table, you go through a process.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can decide to ignore some of them. By the end, you may pay a price for it. You sit down, food has been brought to you. There's a process of, say, using your hands. You have to clean your hands, so you won't clean. There's a process of going a bit by bit. You say, no, you want to take it all at once.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
If you don't fix it well,
Everything is
it
about
won't
process.
fit.
Wow.
Everything is about process.
Wow.
And you have to have time, but work at it strategically. I want to get to Cape Coast. How do I get to Cape Coast? Look for the options and then get the best that will suit your resources. And there you go.
So as a nation today,
Yep.
how do we turn our fortunes around?
You see, it is something I've been thinking, and I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. I always tell my students and my colleagues that the difference between the Britons and Ghanaians and the Chinese that we are talking about is just a human. Look, if you want, let's take Accra today to London and bring London here.
No,
6 months.
We'll go and queue
For
visa.
You see,
And come back.
in 6 months, you see Accra in London, and you see London in Accra.
That's what I'm saying, that we will still go and queue
Yeah,
in
there.
London wanting to come to Accra.
Exactly. So it's about the human being and the mindset. It's about the human being and the mindset.
you see,
because there's no resources we don't have.
I'm
including
happy.
human
I'm
being.
happy that I'm talking to a registrar of a university.
Sure.
Now, it's like a cycle.
Sure.
So the teachers are the ones, giving us everything we know.
Sure.
These young people are also going to grow up to become
The same
the
lecturers.
same leaders.
Yeah.
So where do we start from? Because it's the same books that we are reading.
Exactly.
So when we say we should change, who has to start the process? How do we do it?
Great. You see, if you read histories of nations and even you go to the Bible, it's all about governance and leadership.
Yeah.
All right? And I'm happy that we have started somewhere, but the pace is a bit slow. Until recently, people like us were the one people respected. You speak
Yeah.
English, and then it means Akwanwa Bion.
Yeah.
But now I know we are de-emphasizing that.
Oh, of course.
Now, with the 3 PhDs,
Yeah,
if you can't paint a wall, who are you?
Exactly.
And that's why we are shifting now into the technical, the STEM, and all have you and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So we need to rather pay much attention to that to make sure that the youth we are churning out now can be self-reliant. And then inject into them the fear of God. For people to understand that, yes, you can make money. I have no problems about that. You can enjoy. I have no problem about that. But do it properly. Do it rightly. Don't take advantage of a system and say, I want to become rich overnight. If you do it that way, then it means the resources that has been entrusted to us, we may not even be able to manage them. Like we talked about earlier, process.
Yeah.
You see, if you don't grow through the mill and you are even given the opportunity, you'll mess up.
So in all this, from how you speak, I see that you pay attention to your spiritual life, spirituality.
Of course.
What is the role? We are a nation,
Sure.
so we are looking at governance. We are looking at, things we can see, science,
Sure.
these things.
Sure.
What is the role of spirituality in all these?
Oh, yes, you cannot divorce. You see, the human being is made up of 3 things. We are physically
Yeah.
and we have the other side of it. The 3 must all work together. Spirituality, you are pushing me to the wall here.
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
believe it.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes when I'm traveling to Accra to Cape Coast, there's a whole section of the road after the toll booth, the former the toll
Yeah.
booth. And sometimes traffic 10 minutes. Why?
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
working
they go
hours,
to
people are
church.
going to pray.
Yeah.
I'm against that.
Yeah.
But if you have done your quiet time in the morning, you are in tune with your God to guide you through the day. In the evening, you and your family, what have you, or Sunday, you have gone for 2 hours, you are back, and you are working alongside, I have no problem. But it's as if here, we have been indoctrinated to believe that you can even stay in your room, lock it, and fast for 40 days, and you can make money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, sorry I'm mentioning this, Agrada couldn't have done what she has done.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to, as it were, I don't want to say we are lazy, but
But
No, but you're
aren't
not in the first place.
aren't we?
President
I'm being
Kufuor said it.
charitable here.
Aren't we?
He was
Exactly.
chided for it.
You see, it's like you sit in Ghana here, so you go hungry. When you can even put grain on the asphalt road,
And
and
it
if
will-
there's some small dust,
Small
it will
food,
grow.
Yeah.
So when I see the youth complaining sometimes about some of these things, I get agog because otherwise some of us won't have survived.
Now, we are just about wrapping up,
Sure.
but before you go, I just want to find out something. This is just for me, What is the motivation behind your beard?
Oh, great! That's my identity.
I almost asked that.
That is my identity.
Really?
Honestly,
Yeah.
you have spent airtime asking for about it. So yes, that's my identity. You remember Harry Sawyer? You remember others?
Yeah.
Correct. So that's my identity.
It's your own.
How many children do you have, Prof?
Let's leave that for now.
Okay.
But my wife knows I have 3.
Madam, Mrs., we won't talk so much about that. But how do they feel about your beard?
No, they are cool. We have had meetings over it. Initially, Madam wasn't happy at all, but now he has bought into the idea. That's my identity. Don't worry about it.
I don't see a star.
That's it.
No, you are doctor. No, you do. But
Yes,
we've really been inspired. You are such an inspiration, sharing your story with us. And I think that what I'm learning from this is you don't give up on anything.
Never.
Sometimes you need to achieve certain things to make a certain statement. Oh, that's Madam there.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
But we are very motivated. We are
Thank
very
you.
inspired.
Thank you. But I'm sure
yeah.
we'll get an opportunity to look at this emotional intelligence thing.
No, we
next
should.
time.
We
Yes.
should.
Because
we should
I
have
think it is an area we are ignoring and it is hurting us the most. Maybe you give it opportunity, but I delve into something else. If you go to Philippines, it is part of their curriculum. You see, you need to be able to manage yourself before you can manage others.
Exactly.
And this world is a relationship world,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But we throw our hands in despair. January till now, I'm sure if you go to your phone, there are people who you pick numbers from at church and all that. That's what we call them.
No.
It's very true.
Yeah.
We start quick, then we leave it there. Sustainability of our relationship is an issue.
Yeah.
And people are getting mental problems, marriages are breaking down, even our road accidents. If we hold all other factors constant, I'm telling you, our emotions of our drivers and all that need to be checked.
It's true. It's very true,
Yeah.
because people are angry. They are
Yeah,
on the
people are very
road.
upset.
They cross you, irresponsibly, and they are the ones insulting you.
So on this note, I would like to thank you, and we're inviting you again for our innovation fair.
Okay.
Citi on the 1st.
Okay.
And I want your studio, your journalists to join us. We've been working with you.
Yes,
But for the
yes, we'll be
innovation fair, the technology fair, we want to showcase what we've been able to do from our
Okay.
laboratories and what have you, our workshops to Mother Ghana.
We'll
So that
more
your
than
tax
be
that
there.
you are using to
Yeah.
fund TTU and the other TUs
Yeah.
are really not in vain.
Awesome, awesome.
So the one I'm looking at here, it says Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi School of Medical Sciences, Department of Community Health.
Yes.
The title is Customer Care, a tool for sustainable health care delivery among public university hospitals in Ghana.
That was what was rejected.
November 2014.
Exactly.
By Moses M. Abnori.
Yes.
You know,
Aye.
I remember when I was writing my dissertation, you know, at Lesia.
That was also rejected.
It
And
took
I
me-
had to send this one back to UCC, into Department of Geography and Regional Planning. And then we now change the title to Spatial Temporal Issues of Customer Care at the hospital.
You've written all these, you know. My dissertation was like
No, I
half
didn't
of
even
this,
bring
but
you
I
the. I
just-
didn't bring you the red cover. These are just. I brought this to showcase that
Yeah.
if you can sit down and write all this, and it's
Exactly.
rejected.
And you don't give up.
That's the point I wanted to make with this. But the red ones, they are like that. There, they are all there.
One master simple. We are very
you
satisfied.
You can do it. You can do it.
No, I mean,
Everybody is capable.
No, but I think that, you know, you have a special grace. It's amazing, you know.
grace.
Look at what you go through to be a doctor.
Sure.
Even with our educational system,
Yeah.
look at what it goes through to get a master's degree or something, and to be called a doctor, you know, the pride in that.
Yeah.
But when you have it double, you know,
And
and
then
then in
triple.
3, 4, come on, no, it takes a special kind of grace from God, you know. But congratulations,
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
you
you,
are
sister.
a proud, you know, Ghanaian that
Yes.
we all cherish and hold high esteem. And I'm not surprised that your family is also extremely proud of you.
Sure,
Right. So thank you very much,
Great.
Doctor,
Thank
for
you.
sharing your beautiful story with us.
Thank you, Frema. Thank you, David. May the good Lord bless this station.
Amen.
May you remain the best.
Amen.
And the best
Amen.
forever.
Amen.
I would like to thank my Vice Chancellor once again
Sure.
because he's been a brother, he's
Yeah.
been my mentor, my everything. My management members, the staff. TTU is a lovely community. You get in there and you see that, yes, you are really blessed.
Wonderful.
And I would not say so and leave UCC because they really made me who I am.
Yeah.
I can't mention
Yeah.
all the names,
Yeah.
but for Mrs. Jackson, there are Samoas and the rest. And my family, I thank all of them for tolerating me sometimes.
Of course. A special thank you to Madam, you know, for
Yes, sure.
agreeing for you to keep
Agreeing
this
to the
weird
identity.
identity.
Oh, of course. I'm sure he told me one day that by the time you wake up, I would have finished it. I said, if you did that, then you are Delilah. I said, oh, no, you are not something. Then we
Nice one,
All
nice
right. Thank
one,
you
all
very
right.
much
All
once
right.
again. Yes.
Okay.
And, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Breakfast Daily will continue.